We got all of week 5 games to get into, so we might as well start off with the very early. This might be, when you think about it, starting at 9:30
Yeah.
and I believe ending at like 1:30 a.m. Like this probably got to be the longest like
PM?
Sunday stretch of game. No,
Oh.
the
Yes.
Sunday night
The
game
Sunday
ending
night game,
at
yes.
one. Like this might be the longest stretch of just
Might be the longest
Sunday
Sunday. Yeah.
games. Like it has to be. It has to be. There's no
I
way
mean, how long was that
unless
game delayed? An hour and a half?
90 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
90-minute delay.
Yeah.
But all right, Jets versus Vikings in London.
Beautiful. In London.
23-17. The Vikings are now 5-0. Devan, are you ready to accept that the Vikings are just good?
Almost. I think the Jets are very bad.
What's it gonna take? The Jets are not okay.
I don't
The
know.
Jets are not very bad.
As of right now, they're very bad.
Did their offense look very bad? Yes.
Yes.
Their offense looked very bad.
Now they were going up against the number 1 defense in the Vikings so far, but they threw the ball 54 times, completed 29. Aaron threw 3 picks.
I don't think they got a first down till like 7 or 8 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was rough.
They ran the ball 14 times.
It's kind of hard to run the ball when you're down double digits for most of the game.
No, agreed. But they didn't have anything going with the passing game, and I mean, obviously
Absolutely nothing.
The Vikings went up early and kind of just coasted the rest of the way and didn't really do a whole lot the rest of the game. But
I mean, it's almost like they played like they needed a number 1 receiver or something, and they were trying to maybe
they're like, yo,
prove a point.
Maybe, but honestly, I don't know if a number 1 receiver would help this team, but it's not going to fix everything.
What I heard about Devontae was, he's looking to win.
That is true. I mean, you wouldn't leave a dog shit organization like the Raiders to go to another one.
But as the weeks go on, or just the past week, he saw how the Jets played. He saw how the Chiefs played.
The Saints played.
He saw how the Saints played. He saw how the Ravens played. He just saw how certain teams played and the chances of who's a contender and who's not. Who knows?
No one knows.
But okay, yeah, the Jets sitting at 2-3. Definitely. I mean, we've been sitting here for maybe probably 2 or 3 weeks questioning the legitimacy of the Jets, but I don't know if I necessarily hit the panic button yet. I'm still I'm still at this point expecting the Devontae move.
I don't know if I'm expecting a Devontae move. I think it would be huge for them because offensively they've sucked. Yeah, I'm not hitting the panic button fully, but they haven't shown us anything that is. I mean, their best game was against the fucking Patriots. Patriots are a poverty franchise at this point. They haven't shown us what this offense was supposed to be with the weapons that they had, with adding Mike Williams, with having Garrett Wilson, with Breece Hall. They're not using Breece Hall. They're not getting the ball to a bunch of guys. And, it's, I don't know. Nothing has shown promise yet. So I don't know if Devontae would want to go to this team, but he would improve it.
At the same time, bro, the Vikings, I mean, like you said, you're almost ready to accept it. I'm ready to accept it. The boys are just nice. The defense is amazing. Obviously, like you said, number 1 in the league. I would have to agree with you. And, I mean, okay, do they have the best, the most amazing electric offense? No. But they got a safe offense.
It's good.
They got, what was it? They had 9 total turnovers over the first 5 games. So I believe it was 4 picks and 5 total fumbles. Like they're very safe with the ball and they score. I mean, it's just they got a great formula for being 5-0.
Yeah, I mean they're not an offensive powerhouse, but they do enough. And again, I think this defense is going to be huge for them in terms of winning football games. They're not going to blow a lot of teams up. They got the Lions next week, so that's a better offense to face.
Well, that's another thing I was gonna say. They've only played one division game, so
Yeah,
I guess that's the only like if you want to pick at something and say like, all right, well they they're 5-0, but they're 1-0 in their division, so let's see how
yeah.
they match up against the rest of their division. It's like as of right now, they're going 2-0 Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
are
might split with the Packers.
they've already beaten the Packers.
Yeah.
We'll really see next week versus Detroit.
I mean, they can definitely split with Detroit, um, but I
But
don't
then
know. They
if you're fully anti Minnesota after they go 6-0, if they go 6-0, you could if you wanted if you wanted to reach at anything, it's like oh Detroit was coming off their bye, maybe they were
sure.
just
Yeah,
rusty. It's like I guess so. Then it's like maybe you get one more week, but then
yeah.
after that, it's like you
No,
can't.
But the thing is, it's like win or lose against Detroit, they'd still be fucking 5-1. That puts them in a crazy position to make the playoffs in this division as it stands right now. I mean, they're not going to have to win 13 games to win the division. Um, they can get by with 11.
We'll see how
Um,
good Detroit is.
we'll see how good Detroit is.
I mean, we know how good Detroit is, but we'll see how their record looks by the end of the year.
Yeah,
You
but
might need
I
to win
mean,
13.
yeah, racking up 5 wins early is going to be it's huge. So, um, yeah, I still don't put them in the high-powered offenses category, but again, we don't really know who those teams are.
But
There's teams that will have a great week and then shit
their offense
themselves.
is for damn sure good enough
Yeah.
for the defense they have.
Mm.
Even if their defense, it wasn't. I mean, their defense seems like I mean, they're number one.
Yeah, no, they are.
But this isn't even on some like I don't know, like 2000 Ravens offense where it's like we have the best defense ever, so we pretty much only have to score 10 or 13 points and we're
Exactly.
good. Like
Yeah.
their offense is still
And they
great.
don't have a 2,000-yard rusher.
Definitely don't. All right. I guess we can move on from the Jets and the Vikings. I mean Carolina and Chicago.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
I mean it
Caleb
happened.
looked a lot better.
This was Caleb's best game.
Yes.
Caleb's best
Um,
game so far.
the Panthers had a good week a few weeks ago.
And
And
then they had like a good half versus Cincinnati.
sure. Um, but yeah, Carolina's definitely not this special fucking team with Andy Dalton. They'll still suck. Um, Lord knows what's going to happen with Bryce Young, but the Bears don't look horrendous, but it's also the Panthers. Caleb looks a lot better.
This team will probably end up back in Bryce's hands at some point.
I hope.
I think so.
I hope so because I
Um,
mean Andy Dalton, even if he plays well, he's not going to start next year anywhere.
no,
So hand the keys over, let him develop a little bit more because they still stink.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, like you said, it doesn't really mean much. They beat Carolina.
Yeah,
Good for them, I guess. But um, there's a game. There's a game. There's a game that happened.
a
There's a
few
game
games.
there's a game that happened. That started at 1 p.m. It might possibly be game of the year. You know, at
It
least right now, it's
very
definitely a
well,
candidate.
yes.
It's definitely a candidate, Devin. Now the game I'm referring to, as many people might know, it's the Ravens versus the Bengals. Now, I don't know if you want to go first. I usually like to let you kick it off because I got a lot to say
No, of course.
about this win. So I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel about the Ravens Bengals game?
Um, it's a true shootout, one we haven't seen too often as of recent. Um, Burrow looked really good. This Bengals offense looked a lot better. Jamar Chase is obviously a fucking animal. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was every time the Bengals scored, it was El Freaky's back out there doing some shit, and vice versa. It was just when you thought that the defense of the Ravens would hold, because we know that the Bengals offense struggles. They let us score 38 points. The Ravens we still don't know about, but the secondary again is still a massive problem. You guys were getting the Joe a little bit, but didn't really matter too much because old Marlon was getting cooked out there, and then he gets a huge pick. Good for him, but it doesn't make up for. I mean, it did a little bit make up for all the other bullshit, but and then the end of the game was kind of weird. Could have gone
All
either
right.
way.
So that's the first thing I'm going to attack right now. If you're going to do that, how many times did Lamar fumble the snap?
In that game, twice.
Okay, so more than that.
It
If
was
we're talking straight, just bobbling the snap, more than twice.
okay. Well, he fumbled it and then threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah. So
And
it's
then
like if
fully
we're gonna
fumbled
sit
it.
here and pretend like bobbling a ball is what caused the. I mean, okay, Lamar could have easily gotten his head taken off, and it could have been Cincinnati's ball, and the game could have been over.
Sure.
Also, I mean, I don't know how many times people want to watch it, unless they're as blind as the people calling the game for the Bills Houston game when they said Keon Coleman didn't step out. If anybody wanted to really see, by the time McPherson's foot got to that ball, McPherson didn't hesitate. McPherson
No,
didn't
he didn't.
stop. There was
He didn't
there
hobble
was no
step in.
pause. It wasn't like a oh shit he fumbled. I mean he went in his same motion, and the
Was
ball
the
was
hold perfect from there?
the hold. To me, it looked like any other hold by the time the foot hit the ball.
Sure.
If you want to
Now
say
it could have mentally thrown him off. He didn't make a weird jab step or anything like that, but
man,
it definitely didn't help the kick. Now it
it
was
flew.
how far was it? 50 something?
It was
53?
like it was like 50. I want
52,
56
53?
somewhere in that area. I mean, either way,
Yeah, the one Justin
look
hit was 56.
look at hung left.
Yeah.
It hung left. Don't let Derrick Henry run for 45 yards the next play. I mean,
Exactly.
don't
Yeah.
don't give up 2 10-point leads in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Don't let the person you've been embarrassing all game get an interception.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm not gonna
Don't
let
let Charlie
anybody
Collar bust one open for 40.
look. I'm not letting anybody try to take this from us at all. Like nobody's gonna take this game from Ravens fans or from the Ravens. Because I mean the Ravens have been answering the last 3 weeks. It was oh they're 0-2. What are they gonna do? Take down the
Yep.
Cowboys. Oh,
Yep.
here comes 3-0 Buffalo. What's gonna happen? Slaughter
Boomstick.
fest. Oh,
Slaughter.
down 10 2 times in the fourth quarter. Can Lamar win it with his arm? Because you know you're not gonna run it. You're not gonna run it in the fourth quarter down 10. So it don't matter how good your running back is. No matter if you got Derrick Henry back there.
Yep.
Now it's a different story when it's tied in overtime, but it don't matter when you're down
Sure.
10 in fourth quarter. So you know Lamar's got to throw the ball. And what happened?
Yep.
He threw that ball. He made plays with his arm. He did what he was supposed to do as a quarterback in the NFL, since the narrative of him only being able to run is somehow still being pushed. Hopefully not after this game, but it probably still
But
will
it's
be.
like he's had so many. He has 3 games with a perfect passer rating, which is tied for the most ever. Like, in what world is he still? He's the best runner in the league, but he's still a top passer in this league. Especially when you have guys like Josh Allen playing like he does. You have Patrick Mahomes, who's just bare minimum out there, bare minimum, playing okay.
And then look at all the guys that these other.
You got Justin Herbert, who's non-existent. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's non-existent.
But like think about like some of the receivers that some of these quarterbacks have had, and then think about I mean, bro, like Lamar had to come
He's
back
throwing it
down
to 3 tight ends.
Bro,
That's all he had.
Lamar didn't make plays with Nelson Aguilar.
Yes.
On Sunday. I don't think people really understand that. Like, if that was Sam Darnold making plays with Nelson Aguilar, he would be like, "Oh my god." Give Lamar Justin Jefferson, we're probably not losing the game.
People talk about Sam Darnold like he's some god, and he's got Justin Jefferson out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Give y'all Devontae Adams, see what happens.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I know. And I say it'd be cool to have Devontae Adams, but we don't need him.
No,
we really don't. I mean, it's
Rashad looked a lot better.
Like you said, Bengals look great. Jamar looked great. 5 touchdown passes from Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter.
No, I mean, it was Yeah, I thought one team was going to have to get stopped at some point. Didn't really happen much. But no, Tucker came up big when it mattered.
Tucker came
So
up big when it mattered.
huge.
Our
I mean,
defense
they
came
showed the
up big
stat.
when it mattered.
He's 1 for 7 from 50 plus over the past 2 seasons. That's
And he
Justin
nailed it
Tucker.
when it
He
mattered.
was 100% from over 50 for a while. Maybe not 100, but he bangs
Nailed
them.
it when it mattered. Got to kick a game winner. Our defense came through when they had to. Our
Yep.
offense kept up the entire game, and it's just it was Devan. It was beautiful. It was a roller
Now,
coaster.
it is concerning. Your guys'
Yeah,
defense is very concerning.
but okay. At the same time, I can't hear this. I question our defense after a Bills blowout, and then we give up a bunch of points to I mean, at the end of the day, it's Cincinnati. It's Ravens Cincinnati.
Yeah.
They're Cincinnati's gonna give us their best. So I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
if Jamar's gonna catch us slipping, but we can put up 41 points,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Not many. Our defense ain't the best. We're definitely gonna have our slip ups the rest of the season, but not many more times is that gonna happen.
No.
5 touchdown passes from. I mean, think about it. We gave up 5 touchdown passes and won.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, Joe Burrow threw 5 touchdowns and we
Yeah.
won. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many more chances quarterbacks are going to get to throw 5 touchdowns against the Ravens.
Not
Because
many.
if they do, they probably win.
Of course.
But
Like
I
Jaden
can't
Daniels
say
next
that.
week.
I can't say that. Stop it.
Mm.
Stop it. We're
Um,
going. We got
but
something for
yeah,
you.
no. I mean, your offense is for sure high powered. Lamar is still a big time MVP candidate
Yeah,
because he runs this entire team.
it's crazy. It's crazy
And
how quick he's back in the MVP race.
and y'all's offensive schemes look good. Rashad Bateman didn't look like a heavy footed jackass out there. Um,
Zay.
Zay looked great.
Zay.
Isaiah Likely went up there and fucking snagged a few. Mark Andrews actually was catching some balls.
Zay. Yeah. Mark would have had a touchdown had Lamar hit him accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Mark had him wide. Yeah, Lamar had him wide open.
Yeah.
And Mark kind of had to die for it at the 2. But
But yeah, for you guys, I mean, there weren't too many fuck ups outside of the late fumble in overtime, and I mean
the
it was
late
a
fumble in
clean
overtime. Yeah.
offensive game, but
But the fumble before
Jamar
that
Chase was
turned.
just getting loose deep, quick.
Jamar was just doing his thing.
Yep.
And I'll take it.
But also, props to Marlon for saving the little bit of respect he had left.
I mean, there you go.
And
The
holding that game.
Second interception of the year.
Came up when it mattered.
He
Huge
got an
interception. That
when it
stopped all the
mattered.
momentum
So.
for him. That probably would have been the game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because it was constant. It was a constant momentum shifter, back and forth, back and
Oh,
forth,
yeah.
back and forth, and then
That was the only.
Ravens,
Well, that was the first turnover.
off of the Ravens touchdown. Boom, we get the pick.
Yep.
Money.
Huge.
Which leads me right into this game, because it's funny, we were talking about a quarterback who wasn't an MVP candidate. Who wasn't really an MVP candidate and now is. And then there was a guy who was a front runner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think on our list he's a front runner for the first week
He probably is because he played the Cardinals, the Dolphins, who are horrendous, and the Jaguars.
Okay, so a lot of people maybe a month ago came on this podcast, on this platform, and attacked I guess our knowledge of the game and called us just dumb and called me stupid for saying
we're not
that.
saying we're like super duper experts.
No, I am.
But we are saying that we were correct about one person.
I'm calling this shit. I'm calling this shit. First of all,
I thought,
hold on. Go ahead. Whatever.
I thought
say
when
whatever
the Texans went up early that was it. I thought they were going to fucking blast the shit out of them. And I wish they had, but the Bilskis came back a little bit.
All right. So, first of all, before I get back into what I was saying, obviously we're not experts, but there's going to be enough shitty people in the comments to tell me that I'm not smart. So you don't got to do it. It's fine. Like, you're good. Like, we're not experts.
I was talking on my behalf, but
I mean, sure.
I didn't mean to throw a stray at you.
No, I'm talking on my behalf because a month ago I was telling everybody that Josh Allen ain't winning MVP.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody that the way he was playing was going to be good enough for him to win MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He's 0-2 versus good teams this season.
Mm-hmm.
He went 9 for 30, 131 yards, and
9
a touchdown.
9 for 30.
And a touchdown that shouldn't, Devan, a touchdown that was not a touchdown.
Yep.
I'll put it to you like this. Isaiah Likely's touchdown versus the Chiefs was more of a touchdown than Keon Coleman's actual touchdown that they counted versus the Bills or versus the Texans. So I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Let me
so if you need me to send you the link for the perfect view, I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to get the best view out of it, but you let me know. But Keon Coleman, down the field, perfect pass from Josh Allen running down the field, and then clearly right ankle, right heel, right out of bounds. Continues to run down the sideline, touchdown. Now everybody, if you watch football, you would know that every scoring play is going to be under review.
Under review.
So, I got all these games on, so not every game has volume, but I'm watching this game. I'm watching this play, and I'm like, okay, well, that's getting called back. Let me get back to business. Ravens are playing this and that. I got other games. And then I go back to them not calling the touchdown back.
Yeah.
Have you seen the play yet?
I'll
send you. I mean, if you haven't found it yet, I mean, I could have easily just sent
I'm watching the play, but I just can't.
This is the play I need you to see. This is the play I need you to watch. This is the play I need you to understand. This was called a touchdown. This play was called a touchdown. I let the silence. I let your reaction speak for itself. Yeah, that was called a touchdown.
Were you talking about his right foot heel?
That went out of bounds?
Yeah.
That went out of bounds. Devan, it was called a touchdown.
Oh, that's so close though.
Okay, maybe you're not watching the right step, but no. There's not a step that's so close. And then it's very obvious when you replay it over and over again as a referee who gets to make the final decision.
Sure. Yes.
So I'm going to need you to watch it one more time and tell me how so close it is. Because the man steps out. Because I'm going to tell you what was so close. Isaiah Likely's toe, that was obviously out of bounds, was so close. Katie's toe on the three-point line was so close.
Sure.
This man stepped out of bounds.
Yes.
So for the one touchdown that you want to give Josh Allen on his stat line, look, it wasn't a touchdown. I'm sorry.
There's a turf kick there. Yeah.
No, the man stepped out of bounds.
He did. That was 4th and 5. But, I mean, there's no saying that they wouldn't have gone down and scored or that they couldn't have. But offensively, they were horrendous.
There's no saying that James Cook wouldn't have punched it in had they called made the right call and said they were out at the 6 or whatever. And let James Cook go in there. But, 9 for 30, 130 yards.
Not good for the stat line.
The performance he put up last week.
Not great. Big loss. They're 3-2 now.
And then don't let me mention his the lack of stats in a blowout win versus Miami.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was all James Cook. I mean, it's your team's good.
When Lamar was winning MVPs in blowout games, his numbers were crazy. That's what kind of
throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Inflated some of the numbers.
Yes.
When you only got to throw it 18 times and win by a lot.
Yes.
It doesn't really make you look like an MVP.
No.
I guess in the most layman's terms possible.
That game makes you look like an MVP. Joe Burrow had an MVP-esque game, but at no other point in the season had he shown MVP level stuff.
I mean,
they haven't looked bad actually. Offensively,
he's up there though, for sure.
No, for sure. They've lost some real close games to us, to the Chiefs.
Cincinnati's
the all now.
Cincinnati's 1-4.
They've got a bad go of it so far. I don't feel bad for them, but it sucks.
But I was right about Josh Allen, so I'll just take that now because he ain't coming back from this.
He could.
MVP wise.
No, MVP was probably not. No,
I'm telling you, he's not. They're too dickheadish about this. They're too dickheadish about the MVP race. It's not. He's already done too much to it's not happening. I
He
mean,
also hasn't shown much to prove that he is MVP caliber. The team had some big wins. That was it.
Yeah, his team. Yeah, the Bills have had some good wins, but
Against bad teams.
if we're talking, number wise, especially versus good teams, the man ain't look good at all. Actually, the man has looked bad, like very bad. But the Bills can't beat good teams.
Nope.
C.J. Stroud looked great to me. Still entertaining. Still entertaining as fuck to me. Love watching C.J. Stroud play.
He's had some not great games this year, but it's a big one.
I will say, if since because I might not be.
Wait, also, Josh Allen got knocked out.
Literally, what I was monologuing, what I was segueing into.
Okay,
Thank
sorry.
you.
I was hoping that we didn't push past that.
That's what I was.
No,
go ahead.
The NFL needs to figure the fuck out what they're doing because the Guardian Cap is not saving him from doing that. And also putting him back into the game.
They put him back in the game
again to then throw 3 incompletions and then give the ball back to
he threw
the Texans.
3 concussion balls.
Exactly.
I mean, did you not see the balls he threw?
Not specifically.
They were concussion balls. I mean,
he has a concussion. He went to sleep. That was Teddy Bridgewater level. Sleep.
So I'm not crazy. Josh Allen went out.
His arm stuck.
He was asleep. He had the stuck wrist. I mean, he was
limp.
He was out. Thank you. Because I was literally about to say, like,
I mean, but we've talked about Tua for the past 4 weeks about him needing to retire and all this shit, and because his brain's broken or whatever, and then you got to do pass it on the field, and then you put him back into the game.
Is this not blatant proof that the NFL is going to push for the more popular person to obviously come back from a head injury?
I don't know. I think this is just horrible ways of. I don't know what they're pushing. I don't know what they're pushing.
Bro,
but this is horrendous.
Be real. The NFL don't mind Tua leaving.
No.
The NFL can't risk Josh Allen sitting early.
They don't market Tua. I mean, Josh Allen was on the cover of Madden for no goddamn reason. Josh Allen knocked
himself out, bro.
He knocked himself
out and came back banged his head.
He fell horribly. He was asleep he was on that field for a few minutes, maybe a minute or so. And they put him in the tent, and then somehow he's alive, awake. No, he was fully asleep. He blacked out.
It's ridiculous that they put him back in, and people want to get on our case for hating on Guardian Caps and saying they're not doing enough. This is what fucks players up.
Yes. A Guardian Cap is not helping that.
Let's be real. Either it's the worst possible trainer you could ever have, or they're so irresponsible they let Josh Allen make the decision.
I mean...
Either way, it's on them.
I mean, how he doesn't walk immediately into concussion protocol, even after just hitting your head and not going out.
Dude, if you hit your head and knock yourself out, you should be immediately walked. Your helmet needs to be taken away from you. Well, I mean, you could sit. If you want to chill on the sideline, sure. But your helmet is gone.
But you go straight into concussion protocol.
Yeah. I mean,
his concussion protocol was 2 minutes. They said, "What country are you in, Josh?" And he said, "Bangladesh." And they said, "Okay, get after it." He was fucking knocked completely out.
No, that was bad. The NFL definitely needs to do something about that. Definitely.
And it's like, why put him back in? He's has a concussion. Yeah, who cares if it's Josh Allen? It's Josh Allen with his brain broken.
Throw a fine out to somebody because you gotta make a statement or something.
Well, I mean, the NFL is watching all of these games. They have to make a fucking phone call at some point. Some doctor has to step in and go, "Yo, this dude's fucked up."
100%.
Hey, go put Mitch Trubisky in for a drive. See what he can do. Who knows?
Why not?
Why not? Throw Mitch in.
Let the man cook. He could have thrown those 3 last balls the same way Josh Allen did. I promise.
Agreed.
He could have went 9 for 30.
Mitch Trubisky could have lost the game the same exact way. They still would have lost.
Went out there and went 9 for 30 easy.
But now the Bills look like jackasses because they're putting this fucking sleepy dude out there. Like it looked the same as when what's his name? Teddy Bridgewater went to sleep and he was just like this.
Teddy Bridgewater was
out. He got knocked in the head.
If Josh Allen was on his back, I think it would have maybe if they would have caught him hitting like a.
Yeah, if he started fencing, but he fenced on the ground. His arm just went. This wasn't like a horrible concussion that we've seen from Tua where he fences and does all this. It wasn't as bad because Tua's is like a degeneration Like it's
Yeah,
just
but this might.
multiple of those.
Who knows what this is going to lead to if Josh Allen if
Agreed.
he gets to
But
play
this is
next week.
him like face down, passed out. And we've seen people pass out
Knocked
before, and they
out.
always get taken out of the game.
The man got knocked out. All right. Cleveland
Yeah,
versus
bad look.
Washington.
Washington.
Cleveland versus Washington.
We can start with how bad Cleveland is.
Okay, so I didn't want to be the guy to say it, and I don't want to take anything from Washington or from you. Just how I don't want anybody to take anything from me as a Ravens fan in our win. But I will say this game definitely proved that Cleveland has absolutely zero chemistry.
They have nothing.
They have nothing. The wide receivers are continuing to fail Deshaun Watson. I mean, everybody is calling Deshaun Watson shit, and it's like,
well, Deshaun doesn't look great.
Look, I know he doesn't look great, but there are just blatant drops from the last 5 weeks that you really have to start to question. It's like, are these like people that maybe like would have been casted in a role to play Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy in like a movie, and it's
we
not
know
actually
Jerry Jeudy
them
sucks
on the field. But it's like,
no, I'm kidding.
But the whole thing about Jerry Jeudy is like, oh, he was on the Broncos, nobody's there to throw to him, and then he comes over here to Deshaun Watson, and he's still shit. He's still absolute dog shit. I mean, dropped a touchdown that me or you could have caught.
Probably not, but
no, absolutely, you could have caught, dude. I'm telling you, you could go pick a homeless dude off the streets of Florida, and he's going in there and catching that football. Either way, this is any other quarterback in this situation that has an O-line that won't block for them, has wide receivers that won't catch for them. When is it the quarterback's fault?
Yeah,
has absolutely no run game. Like, what are we?
Zero run game.
Since when is it? Oh,
well, it's because
it's because they don't like him. Because people don't like him. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, Jameis will probably be playing next week. Deshaun Watson might never play again.
Deshaun Watson's playing again.
Every
Browns quarterback gets a mulligan.
That is true.
They do. They always get one. They always get one chance. One more chance.
I was trying to think of one who died or something. Never mind.
Why would you
I just wanted to. Never mind.
Why would you even do that? Because there's probably one. Either way, what? Commanders fan, you're not really promoting you're not really.
No. I mean, I wanted to start by saying that the Browns are nowhere near what they were last year. I mean, last year they were great defensively. They had a solid run game for a little bit. I mean, Nick Chubb being out still sucks, but big O-line problems, quarterback problems. They need Joe Flacco back, or James. Lobster leg, crab leg, James. But no, Jane Daniels looks very good. Had a rough first quarter, but then locked the fuck in. The game was over by half.
Game was over by half.
It was just cruising after that.
I mean, like I said,
it is nice to be a part of a team where you're not. I'm not a part of this team. Be a fan of a team.
You are a part of this team, Devan. You're the 12th man.
To be a fan of this team, to be a fan of a team that is able to. I barked.
Y'all don't bark.
With hogs.
I guess y'all got to come up with something. Yeah, y'all got to figure something out now.
We got the hog, which is from
that was just the
40 years ago.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
No, you're right.
No, I'm sorry.
No, a fan of a team that's able to pull their quarterback for good reasons late in the game. Mm-hmm. We were able to pull, I watched you guys do it all the time in 2019, pulling Lamar in the end of the third quarter. It's beautiful to see. They're not getting pulled for performance. They're getting pulled for good performance. I like it.
And it's like, say he doesn't even get pulled. It's like just getting a nice win or a cool dub.
Yep.
And Jaden Daniels doesn't have to have the craziest performance of his life to win the game.
No.
I mean,
Terry looked great. We went up super early, and then the defense held. The defense held way better than I thought we would have.
Ran for
I like the fact that we're using Luke McCaffrey a little bit. Good white boy out there. That sounded very weird, but
I think even if Cleveland had a good day, y'all could have came out victorious.
This was a very bad day for them, but we didn't have to. Again, tried very hard in the fourth quarter to get going. Terry's a dog still, so it's nice to see. The defense looked good. Frankie Louvu, I don't even know who the fuck that was a few weeks ago. Always a dog.
I got him on.
Guess what? Chase Young still sucks. So
he had a sack.
Good riddance. Sad.
He had a sack.
He had a sack.
Yeah, he sacked Patrick Mahomes tonight. He's allowed to celebrate.
Cool. 1.5 this year.
He's allowed to celebrate. He's allowed to celebrate.
Bro stinks.
Colts Jags. I mean, shout out to Bigsby and B-Rob, but they lost to Flacco's Colts by 3. Honestly, shout out to Joe Flacco if you really want to.
Hold on.
If you really want to.
Hold on.
Out. What am I holding on for?
You said the Colts won?
No.
Okay. I thought you were saying they lost.
They beat the Colts by 3.
They beat Joe Flacco by 3. Yes.
I mean, the man Joe Flacco.
Joe's putting up a stat line, bro.
3 tutties, 369 yards and 3 touchdowns. What are we doing?
It's big money shit.
What are we doing?
Joe should have been a starter in an NFL team, and he should have stayed with the Browns.
Have left the Baltimore Ravens and immediately became a starter.
I know. Instead, he got sent to the Jets, and Jets were terrible.
Which it's very disappointing.
I mean, it's terrible to think that like this is Joe 5 years removed from the Ravens, maybe 6.
Mm-hmm. And it's like he had so much left in the tank that he didn't
even realize it. He was about to retire.
I mean, yeah,
he just kept bouncing around, and he was about to retire.
I just don't think he cares. But it's like the fact that it's 2024, going into 2025, we got Joe Flacco throwing for over 350 yards and 3 tutties. I mean, honestly, it sucks that they couldn't pull off the dub.
Of course,
it's great to see he's still playing like this, and it wasn't like, oh, you came in for AR versus the Patriots and got your one last win. It's like we keep doing this where it's like, all right, like Joe Flacco has one last good performance, one last good win, and he just keeps.
I feel the same way about Sam Darnold. But no, yeah, Joe keeps coming out here and proving that. I mean, honestly, sometimes you just don't have to you just give less of a shit, and you can play pretty well. He's got no pressure on him. He's on a bad team.
He's a happy Jay Cutler. We went over this.
It's awesome.
That's all he is. He's just.
I mean, he's a better talent than Jay Cutler. I think. I think at their peaks, Flacco was better than Cutler, but
he's a happy.
I don't think either of them have made a Pro Bowl, no.
I think.
Also, it doesn't matter. Mitch Trubisky.
Is Joe not a one-timer? Maybe he's not, but
no. Joe's. I think we were talking about him last year as the best quarterback without one.
Really, I thought he would. I thought he was a. I don't know why I thought he was a one-timer, but
he might be. Maybe
he's a one-time Super Bowl MVP, so that's all I got to worry about. For Big Joe, Elite Joe.
Damn straight.
So can we talk about
no Pro Bowl?
So I don't really want to talk about the absolute snooze fest of a game between Miami and New England.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know. It was an awful game. It was a terrible game. It was. I mean, shout out to New England and Miami fans right now who actually sat down for the full 4 hours and watched this football game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, props to you. I don't know if I could. I really don't know if I could. I mean, it was on in my house. I will say it was on.
Yeah.
But there was not much attention being given to this game.
Yeah, I did not watch this game. I'm glad I didn't. One touchdown in the game? 2?
So correct me if I'm wrong. So, did you get a notification last night about Jabril Peppers?
I did, yes.
So
Jabril got arrested.
Were you as confused as I was?
A little bit.
So, all right. I guess my first question is, did he not play?
No, I thought he was in court. This is after the game?
Okay, so he didn't play. Okay. He either didn't play or put up 0 stats.
No, he was arrested early Saturday morning in Braintree.
Okay, but then it
Braintree,
didn't
Mass.
come out until. So do you want to talk about
Well, he was charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, strangulation, and possession of cocaine.
New England coke?
Coke.
He had coke on him.
That's what they said. They said a substance that
Jabril.
was
Oh
cocaine.
my god.
I don't know who he tried. I think he got into a fight with somebody. Could have been a drug dealer. I have no idea. And apparently strangled the dude or tried to choke him out or something.
All right.
There's a call to a home altercation between two people. Charges
Four fifth
allege
four.
Peppers shoved a girlfriend to the ground, shoved
Oh
her head into a wall,
fuck,
put hands around her
dude.
neck, and tried to strangle her. I
I
did
was
not
just,
realize it was against a woman.
dude. I thought when you were saying, I was just about to say the same thing. I was about to say, I hope, like, good thing it wasn't a woman, and it said woman. Oh
I thought it
my
was a dude.
god. Well, yeah. I mean, well, if you go back up to it, okay, yeah. Well, I didn't see. Yeah, there's no domestic charge or
Well,
anything,
so
right?
it
I
says
wasn't.
a girlfriend.
So, New England Patriots captain and safety Jabril Peppers faced several charges, including assault, strangulation, and possession of drugs Monday after an altercation with a woman at a Braintree apartment. Braintree police responded at 4:15 a.m. Saturday to a Liberty Street residence for a disturbance call involving an altercation between Peppers and his girlfriend. The caller said Peppers hit her, choked her, took off her clothing, and put her outside. According to the police report, the woman told
That's what
responding
happens in South
officers
Boston, baby.
that Peppers put his stop it. That Peppers put his hand on her neck and smashed her head against the wall before he allegedly pushed her down the stairs after an argument. Oh my god. Peppers was placed in handcuffs and
Now,
taken to the Braintree police station when an officer found a clear plastic bag containing a white powder substance inside Peppers' wallet. Police said when questioned about the substance, Peppers said it is cocaine. God, I mean, he just gave so he
he gave
just.
it away.
All
Well, I
right,
mean,
what were you gonna
it's
say?
they
What were
would
you
have
gonna say?
tested it and found out it was coke.
Now what?
This is alleged. We saw. No, I'm not saying that this didn't happen or whatever. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but we saw that one player. Can't remember his name. Maybe it was either preseason or early into the season, who was accused of threatening to kill his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. And then it turns out that she revoked that story and nothing really happened out of that. But this is a bad look for Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, well, he denies it. He says she fell down the stairs. She was
Well,
intoxicated.
that's a tale as old as time.
Dude, come
Yo, she
on.
tripped.
God damn
I
it.
can't imagine how many times a South Boston cop has heard, yo, she tripped down the stairs. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy.
So he's denying it. Obviously, he's not denying the
Of
coke.
course, he'll deny it.
He's not denying the coke, which
Which you
all
can't
right.
deny.
Here's the thing. If
Why is he doing
that's the
cocaine, dude?
if that's the only truth, all right. If the only thing he's guilty for is having coke, it's like, all right, we're definitely gonna have to like maybe sit bro down and talk to him.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're
If
definitely not the
any of this, I mean,
podcast.
there's probably going to be a little suspension for this,
Well, we're
for
definitely
the
not the.
cocaine.
We'll see. I mean, we're not the podcast to sit here and like be like maybe he didn't hit her or whatever. I
We
mean,
don't know.
as far as I'm concerned, well, yeah, no, I guess it's not like he has some Tyreek Hill track history or track record. So, I mean,
This is the first I've heard of him doing anything like this.
but see, and I like Jabril. I like Jabril a lot, and it was it was just kind of tough that he just somehow it seemed like obviously his hype coming into the league was crazy,
Mm-hmm.
like almost at like Travis Hunter levels, just the way he was everywhere on the field.
Yeah.
And actually, I mean, well, not exactly to that level because he wasn't like full time on offense, but either way, able to find a spot in the NFL, be a captain of New England, and then pull this shit. I mean, I don't know, bro. And
Well,
like
you want to
said,
talk about another thing?
what's that?
Now, this is terrible, but Von Miller.
More?
Not more, but they have suspended him 4 games. Now they put it out and they immediately like sent it to the bottom of the the bottom of the charts
When
of
when did this get put
shockingly.
out?
This was a few days ago. This was last week. This was October 1st. This was a week ago.
Whoa, 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 whoa! When
He
was
got
Von
suspended
Miller?
4 games for violating the personal conduct policy, which was beating the shit out of his pregnant girlfriend
I do not
last year.
remember. Well, I remember that, but I don't. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything about that. Well, I mean, good.
Well, I saw it and I forgot about it, and then no one ever talked about it. Why is he getting suspended now? Um, and why is it 4 games?
The
Like,
NFL is
if
so.
you did actually beat your pregnant girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
I think there should be worse implications for such
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Not a four
probably
game. Sorry, you're gonna have to lose a paycheck.
4 paychecks. You don't get to
Four
play
paycheck,
four
4 game
games.
checks.
You beat the shit out of your girlfriend, but your pregnant girlfriend, but it's fine.
But I don't
We'll
know how
see you in a
you get.
month.
I don't know how you get. Basically, this is a conviction by the NFL saying that
Mm-hmm.
something did actually happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and now they have to suspend him. But 4 games seems light for beating your pregnant girlfriend. But
Bro, the
either way,
NFL is so flip floppy with who they suspend and how they give out
they
suspensions and
suspended Calvin Ridley a year
for
for
gambling.
gambling,
Which
and
was
Von
he
Miller
using
gets
like
to continue to play
DraftKings?
in the NFL after beating women.
But was he
So
gambling or was he like? Did he have like DraftKings?
probably a fucking DraftKings. He's
But I'm
probably
pretty sure
placing.
that's what it was with Calvin
He was
Ridley.
probably betting on if Taylor Swift was going to show up to a game or
It
something.
wasn't
Who
even like
fucking
it
knows? Who
wasn't even like the
cares?
craziest like.
Who cares? Bet on the game. Everyone inside the NFL who's not a player is betting on games,
God,
and they're the ones controlling the games.
I saw the funniest thing. Like it was something, and then somebody was like, "Y'all are so dumb. Y'all gotta understand that the NFL is rigged. I be betting on this, so I really know." And it was like, and then someone responds like, "Bro really said y'all so dumb," and then called the game rigged and said, "I be betting on this."
So I know.
It's like people, no, but it's like people are like,
Yo,
"Yeah, I know the NFL is rigged, and I'm still gonna
and
bet.
I'm gonna bet on it.
I'm still bet on this." But
It's
and
like
you're
you don't
dumb.
have the unless he has the script.
Yeah,
He's like, yo, I know it's rigged, but he's like, I
yeah.
bet on it. It's
Yeah,
like, well, you're gonna lose a lot of money.
some no profile picture guy on Twitter has all the answers to the
Yeah,
script
there's a
for the
lot of people
NFL
who have the
season.
answers. I think a lot
But
of them,
yeah, I'm gonna hope the Jabril stuff ain't true.
of course.
Obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and be like,
Let's
oh
hope her
no.
just let's hope her balance is not great and
Well, I mean, at the same time,
she
it's like,
tripped.
nah, it's like if she, well, it's such a tricky thing because it's like, yeah, no, if the problem is if it's just them and it's a he said she said situation, then we'll honestly never know the full truth.
Now, if there was
Um,
legit strangulation, there would be bruising on the neck. I
yeah.
learned that from NCIS. So
See, but we,
I'm a cop.
but I also, and I'm obviously not a cop, but I feel like charges are thrown on real quick because it's like, say, all right, like if you get arrested for, you know, battery,
Yep,
possession of drugs, and then in during the battery, they're like, oh yeah, he started choking me. Okay, maybe they hit you with a strangulation charge too.
sure,
It might not be full on. He got his. Let's be real. I mean, he's an NFL football player. It's like, yeah, no, he's gonna leave a bruise or two.
sure.
Like we'll like I hate. And I honestly hate talking about it like it's some like thing. But I mean, it's. I mean,
But the thing is, it's like I don't know. If this happened to like your neighbor,
we
I
wouldn't
think we
know.
would talk about it differently. Be like the fact that this happens so often in the NFL, we kind of
But
don't
it
talk
doesn't
about it
happen so
like it's
often in the
no.
NFL. I'm
I'm
sick
okay,
of
I'm not saying it happens so often,
because
but
there's plenty of neighbors doing the same thing.
no, I know. But it's like
Like
if
someone's
your
neighbor is
neighbor did
beating
it,
the
you
shit
would
out of their wife
expect
right
them. You
now.
would expect them to go to jail for a
Yeah.
little bit, no? But with these
Yeah.
guys, it's like, yo, you've been suspended for 4 games from making millions of dollars, and you will get to play in
I
week
mean,
8.
and with millions of dollars comes, you know, the best lawyers and the best reasons to give somebody a second chance and the best this and the best that. And, you know, it's like, I'm not shocked that bro, it's like, let's be real. We've been watching since before we were born some players get away with some crazy things. So it's like, not the like who like I mean, LT was a couple steps away from getting caught with some crack. It's like
I'm pretty sure he was getting caught with the crack, and no one gave a shit.
yeah, but I mean like
Yeah,
there had to be a point where if LT was caught with like too much crack,
sure,
like when I mean like a wrong turn, I mean like he just accidentally like went outside too high off his ass, and it's like, oh my god, that's LT,
sure.
and it's like 1985, and he's high off crack in the streets of New York.
Yeah,
Like, imagine that. That's a crazy story that I need somebody to draw for me to
I
see.
think
But
there's stories of him crashing cars on crack or something. I don't
that's
want to speak on it.
hilarious, though.
I don't know him. I think there's. I mean, I think he's told some stories about him on
No, he
crack.
definitely played on crack.
No, but he tells stories about him smoking crack and doing all this shit. I thought he got arrested a
It's
few years
good,
ago.
but I mean more of like just
I don't know.
getting in a maybe more just a Jabril Peppers situation. He just got a little too high
Yeah,
off crack, started beating up somebody. I was gonna say some chick, but didn't want to be too insensitive.
sure.
Starting beating up somebody off of crack.
Yes,
Uh, but
it's
yeah,
definitely not
no,
an
like I
excuse
said, obviously don't want to make it too
to
much
beat
of
someone
a
up.
funny thing or whatever. But I would definitely hope that Jabril Peppers is innocent. And I'm not saying this just because it's like, we like football players and we hope that it's not true. But I mean, yeah, no, it's definitely like you would definitely hope that this isn't another stain on NFL players' reputations.
Well, I think you would also hope that anyone wouldn't like that he didn't do this.
No, 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 no.
But
Well, yeah, I've said that 5 times now. I thought I
no,
made that
but if it
clear.
was
Like,
yes, but it would. This is not a good look for the NFL. But if the NFL wants to truly stop this, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they've stopped all NFL players from gambling after they started giving out year suspensions.
yeah, I mean, a true punishment.
I'm
But
I'm
you
pretty
okay?
sure
You
they gave
mean?
Kareem Hunt a worse suspension
I
for
mean, you would
kicking
think you
a
you don't
woman in a
think Ray
hotel.
Rice was the perfect example?
I know, but it didn't work.
I know. I know. Like it didn't work. It
Didn't
didn't work.
work.
Like it just didn't work.
Okay, that's fair. Then it'll never work.
They tried. It didn't work.
It'll never
All right.
work. Yeah.
Arizona versus San Fran. San Fran.
It's hard to talk about football now.
I know. I just hiccuped a lot. It's like God was like, Johnny, just end the pod. Arizona versus San Fran, Devin. Now, sadly, there's not a single 49er that is CPR certified because they
What?
absolutely choked this
Gotcha.
game.
I thought someone died on the field again.
No, no, not this time. You would say maybe all 49ers football
No,
players
yeah.
that they probably all did because let's go through the ending of this game or the last couple minutes of the third quarter and on. So they were up 23-13.
Yep.
They went for it on
23-10
they went for
at
it
the
on
half.
fourth. Well, yeah, but then they went for it on 4th and 23 because Jake Moody was injured, their kicker, so they
Mm,
couldn't kick a field goal. They were in field goal range.
mm.
Um, they could have maybe just pinned him really deep, like the 1 or something, instead of
Sure.
going for it on 4th and 23. They obviously
That's
did not get it.
it's the
Arizona
Kyle
scores a
Shanahan way.
touchdown, gets the 2-point conversion after the touchdown.
Yep.
Then San Fran fumbles. Arizona kicks a field goal after. Then San Fran throws an interception. Game over.
Game
I
over.
mean, there was a point in this game, like you said, 23-13. I'm like, oh, this game. All right, yeah, like we said, nail in
Step
the
on their
coffin for.
throats.
But I'm not gonna say the Niners winning this game would have put a coffin in the whole. Oh, I might have put a coffin in a nail in the Arizona coffin hype, but not because of how
A
good the
nail in the
Niners are.
Arizona coffin.
A nail in the Arizona hype coffin.
Yes.
Arizona hype coffin. Whatever.
Whatever.
I
No,
don't
it,
think the
it, it
Niners.
definitely would have stunk for them to be 1-4 and to have lost some not great games.
I don't think the Niners are. I think they're starting to show some true colors. They're starting to show
No, I
that
think yeah.
if they don't have the absolute elite, just weapons at every position on offense, they're kind of mid with the quarterback they have.
Agreed. And they're also the oldest team in football. Um, Kittle played pretty well. Ayuk was doing his thing, but I mean to score 23 in the first um, and then or the first half and then throw old goose egg out there, not
Yeah,
good.
and I mean it's early in the season still, and you can say this for every team, but still the Niners coming out 2-3 with a plethora of injuries, and obviously the biggest
Yep.
one being Christian
Christian
McCaffrey,
McCaffrey.
which I'm not gonna lie. The more and more I hear about his injuries, bro might turn into like
This is
Kawhi or something. Like not even Kawhi, like
no,
Ben
like
Ben
these might
Simmons,
be real, like Alonzo, like nagging knee injuries or something.
like Markel Fultz. Like he just might
Like
never play again.
Gilbert Arenas. Like, he's
Like
never going to be the same.
he has Achilles tendonitis
That could last forever.
In both.
That could last forever.
In both legs, Devin. In both legs. Now obviously you can manage it and work through it, but this seems like I don't know. Don't want to sit here and be a doctor, but we're sitting here going into week 6 and haven't.
I think we're better than the doctors that
Josh Allen, the Bills doctors. We're definitely better than the Bills doctors.
If those guys are doctors, then I'm the best doctor in the world.
Well, it's in your blood, but
Fuck.
the Cardinals.
It is.
Look, the 49ers, they aren't looking too good. Christian McCaffrey, like we were talking about, him not being even close to ready, it seems like in week 6. I mean, we got Nick Chubb returning soon. I mean, we got Nick Chubb returning soon. We got 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, fine, probably going to play on this sprained ankle next week. No, injury wise.
Yeah, injury wise, yes.
Shit, Kirk Cousins coming back from his Achilles.
Joe Flacco hasn't been injured since fucking 09. No, I'm kidding. He got injured in 18, but still.
And then I mean there's so many. J.K. Dobbins having a comeback player of the year season. I mean, it's just it's very worrisome. I'd be super worried and I'm not even trying to hate. Like I would want to know, like Niners fans, like
I want to see Christian out here, but I mean, it's going to be a long way back because this isn't like it's not like he tore his Achilles. They shut him down, repair it. He comes back next year. This is like they're probably going to put him in too early, and he's probably going to continue to have injuries.
And you want to talk too early, Devin? They didn't even report this injury.
Oh fuck, no, they didn't.
And they still didn't get in trouble.
But they knew it before the season. Mm-hmm. Every fantasy first pick went to Christian McCaffrey. And everyone got fucked.
It was a calf injury.
It was a calf strain.
Remember, it was just a calf. It was just a calf strain. Now he has Achilles tendonitis in both legs.
It was a calf strain and it was questionable. It wasn't doubtful. It was questionable.
Golly.
And now it's IR.
And can I cut the tiniest amount of slack for Brandon Ayuk?
What do you mean? In terms of him as a player?
I never said he's gonna go out there and be some great wide receiver one.
Sure.
His entire career, damn near. I mean, just in the prime of his career, has been able to show off his talents, surrounded by players like a healthy Debo, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and so on. He's out here now being forced to be a wide receiver one on a depleted offense and just given expectations now because of injuries, but are using the fit he threw in the offseason for more money as the reasoning for, it's like, because you talked to that shit, look what you're doing now. You're not playing. You're not putting up you're not playing to expectations when he wasn't I don't think there was any expectation for him to be in this role.
No, I mean the expectation of him was to obviously be a big deep receiving threat. But
like if he went to Pittsburgh,
he had 8 catches for 147, but he wasn't. George Kittle was expected to do more. Debo was expected to do a lot more. Christian McCaffrey's expected to do a lot in terms of the pass game. The run game is not terrible. Jordan Mason has done well, but
had Ayuk went to Pittsburgh, he would have went there and made that offense more dangerous. He wasn't going to go there and be the guy. Had he went to
Washington,
he wasn't going to be the guy. He was going to make that offense more dangerous. Now he's sitting here just expected to be the guy in an offense that all offseason definitely didn't plan for him to be the guy when they were shopping him all offseason.
Honestly, they probably did plan for him because they knew that Christian was hurt. They knew that some guys weren't fully healthy.
Well, Debo. The Debo Debo came. I mean, Debo. Nobody knew Debo was gonna be dealing with injuries and shit.
Sure, but Debo always deals with injuries.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, bro, but it's
His whole
just
team is just injury
I don't
ridden,
know.
and I mean, this is what we talked about before the season. It was like, yeah, if this team is fully healthy, and if Brock Purdy plays up to the standard that he has for the past few years, then they will do well. But the second that they get injured on the offensive side, they don't have much because Brock Purdy's not out here doing miraculous things and carrying games, and
He's not.
he's a facilitator of a great team.
Mm-hmm. Vegas versus Denver. The Raiders are very bad at football.
The Raiders are bad. I want Antonio Pierce to be fired
Yeah.
immediately. He is horrible for a locker room, horrible as
Mm-hmm.
a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Raiders went up huge, or not huge, but 10 out the gate. Um, and then a 100-yard pick six from Pat Surtain, which was gorgeous. Um, and then to play this bullshit with the quarterbacks. It's like you're not going to get enough from putting both of them out there half a game.
Yeah, it's not. This ain't
Pick
Florida.
one.
This ain't college. This ain't.
Well, it didn't work for
Man.
Florida.
No, it's hey, watch it.
Sorry, it
We're
didn't.
we're winning games.
It doesn't work for anybody. You can't
We got a
split
better
time.
record than Florida State.
You do.
Um,
Y'all very much do.
we got the same
Um,
record as Baltimore. Anyways, that's not the
but
point.
no, it's like pick a quarterback. Quit
Mm-hmm.
talking shit about your players.
Mm-hmm.
Because Max Crosby's hurt. I mean, I don't know if it's a serious injury, or if it's like or if it's like a Devontae Adams type injury where he's just sitting out. Um, but yeah, I don't think anyone wants to play for this fucking guy. He's a prick. I could be wrong, but this team looks like they will suck for
No, you're
the
right.
entire
You're right.
season.
I would have to agree with you. Rams versus Packers. I mean, the
Um,
Packers won, but to be honest with you, I just don't really. I don't see this Super Bowl contender
fuck
level
no.
team.
I
This is.
told you that they
I
ain't that
know, but
fucking
it's just
good.
my whole thing with questioning that or putting that in the air or in the ether is like because of how many people were saying that and were pushing that
I
narrative.
know, but it seemed so like I don't know where it came from. It's like yes, this team has played well this year. They made the playoffs. They won a playoff game or whatever, but they don't have that star power in this. I mean, Jordan Love is
I
not
mean,
terrible, but he's again done well for having a fairly decent team. But he's not this super special dude.
it's like nobody talking about sports right now has really been alive when the Packers haven't had an amazing quarterback. And as
Yeah,
soon as they saw a glimpse of like potential in Jordan Love,
I mean, they were talking about it before he touched the field. They were like, "Oh, it's awesome that he's sitting behind Aaron for 3 fucking years."
but then as soon as he touched that field and they saw a glimpse,
Of course,
they were calling him Brett Rogers, Aaron Favre. I mean,
yeah,
he was the next Packers guy.
but
And I'm not going. I mean, I'll give it to him. Like,
they're
yeah,
they're
he definitely
dealing
looked
with
better than
a,
last week,
of course, they're dealing with a Christian Watson injury. They benched Romeo Dobbs because he missed practice.
which was,
It's like
I mean,
this is
definitely
the NFL,
concerning.
but it's like I don't know.
Do your
Just call out
job.
sick.
Well, I
Do
mean,
your
no.
job
Well,
or like
I mean, it's football.
I don't know. Figure it out. You're an NFL player. Like I don't know. Go to practice or tell him you can't. I don't know how that
Yeah,
works,
I
but
mean, if it was something important, obviously, I don't think it'd be some big deal where it's like, oh, he didn't show up.
yeah,
Like
it's
obviously
like
there's gotta be something going on.
yeah.
Maybe he's pulling a Terrell Owens. Maybe he's working out in his garage or in his he's working out in his driveway next
Exactly.
week. That'd be tough. He could pull a to. That'd
That'd be
be
dope.
entertaining.
But
Um,
no, the Rams are definitely concerning.
you
Um,
know who sucks?
Blake Corum.
You know who I told you sucks? A
Who?
team that was once 3-0.
Um, Seahawks. Yes,
Yeah, the Seahawks are absolute garbage.
they're
Like I
bad.
said, they suck. We only
Dude,
picked
they got
them.
handed a gem
I mean, we
of a
only.
goal line fumble and a 100-yard fucking fumble return and did nothing with it.
I mean, we only picked them because the Giants suck too.
The Giants are horrible, and then the Seahawks were 3-0 at some point.
Yeah, the Seahawks are trash. I'm pissed that they even had a fucking segment about Geno Smith being an MVP contender. I mean, it's just
it's bullshit.
We got to stop this. We got to stop. Which, before we go on, I haven't watched it yet, but I texted you about it and you didn't answer. There's this I don't know if it's a docuseries, documentary, show.
Yeah.
Michael Vick going around.
Well, it's called The Evolution of the Black Quarterback.
Talking to different black quarterbacks that played in today's game and back in the day. And I saw different clips of interviews. And I don't want to jump the gun because, obviously I haven't watched it and haven't seen who all is in it. But there's like one specific glaring missing black quarterback from that trailer, at least from what I saw.
Yeah.
You want to take a guess at who that quarterback was?
Oh, I know who that quarterback was, and that's Al Freaky. That's one of the best to ever do it.
That's Lamar Jackson. So, and I'm not going to sit here and say like he's not in it because I don't know. But if I
Bryce Young is in it.
If I do go on to find out that he does not make an appearance in this documentary, and Michael Vick did not go out of his way to put Lamar Jackson in this documentary,
like Mike Vick has always talked well about.
Because in the grand scheme of things, he's leaving out one of the best black quarterbacks of all time.
Right, so cast I'm going through right now: Steve Young, Joe Gibbs, Colin Kaepernick is in an episode. Marcus Vick, Russell Wilson, Anthony Richardson, Tony Dungy. I do not see Lamar Jackson's name. C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young
and Anthony Richardson.
Josh Allen.
Sweet. Oh, Josh Allen's in.
Okay, Josh Allen's in 3
Perfect.
Episodes.
Josh Allen's in the cast. Josh Allen's a cast member in this. Sick.
Yo, is Josh Allen a black quarterback?
Shout out to Bills Mafia. I really hope Lamar turned something down because there's no way. I mean,
I hope Lamar said no.
Is this an NFL production?
I believe.
Okay.
Which would make sense why he's left out of it.
Remember how I said the NFL hates the Baltimore Ravens?
No, they hate Lamar and probably the Ravens. But
well, I mean, they hate the Baltimore Ravens, but
every time they make a graphic of top quarterbacks in the league or whatever, it's always Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Justin Herbert, and it's funny like because missing.
Everybody's still
two-time MVP.
Everybody's still talking about Joe Burrow's great performance with a loss, and they have to give Lamar his credit because he won. But had it been Bengals win, they would not be talking about.
They would not have given Lamar any credit. They would have. It would have been Lamar fumbled.
It'd been see.
The running back fumbled.
See, there it is. There we go.
Not clutch. How about Joe Burrow throwing a fourth quarter interception to the worst corner on your team? Maybe one of the worst corners in the league, who got burnt 8 times that day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a clutch team.
After a 90-minute delay, Devan, 9:45 kickoff time for an East Coast game.
Yeah.
Shit, if I'm a Steeler or a Cowboy, I'm probably rubbing my eyes at this point. But
we
got Dallas versus Pittsburgh. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it was simply, if I could put it in the easiest way, Dak has super inflated numbers. The Cowboys are still overrated. The Steelers are now stuck with Justin Fields for the rest of the season. Their defense still really good. Justin Fields still not good.
Justin's not good.
It's a shit show. It was a lazy, boring Sunday night football game, like I expected. 20-17. I mean,
I turned it off when it was 6-3. I stopped watching.
I fell asleep to it. Like I dozed off on the last touchdown. Like I'm dozing off, like trying to hold on, and then like I remember touchdown. I woke up. I'm like. And then I'm like, finally, like once I realized they secured the dub, I'm like, all right, bet. And I just went to sleep. But
the most exciting part about that game was George Pickens just pulling that dude's face mask.
And they were talking shit too after
the game. Mad shit.
They said they were saying George Pickens was shit, which is funny because I mean I don't want to shit on George Pickens, but definitely like, we're gonna have to start calling out some bullshit. Like if you're supposed to be that guy, be that guy.
I know, but
don't be a dick.
True.
That was some dickhead shit.
No, it was some big dickhead shit.
If that was, I don't know. There's a lot
also,
of players.
I got excited when they put Kyle Allen in, and I expected him to play a few more snaps, and then they pulled him. Justin Fields had to leave because they had like a injury or something, and he left for one snap.
But would you? I'm confused on what you expected.
I wanted to see Kyle Allen play.
Why?
Because he's better than Justin Fields. Justin Fields sucks, and he hit a 20-yard pass, and then they pull him immediately. And I was like, no, there's hope with Kyle Allen. It's something different.
I'm not gonna say Justin Fields sucks, but it is funny how it's like.
Also, is Russ still hurt?
That's a good question.
Is he QB3 or is this motherfucker hurt?
Is this a McCaffrey situation? No, but
why did Mike Tomlin pick him up?
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit here and say Justin Fields sucks, but it is funny how people are like, "Oh, look what happens." Like 2 weeks ago, they were pushing that. See, you put Justin Fields on a.
Yes,
no,
exactly.
He didn't have to do shit.
No, he didn't have to do anything. He didn't
do shit.
This defense is the reason that they're okay.
And then we cap it off with a Monday night. I mean, it was a game. It happened.
Just fucking sloppy, fucking dog shit poopies. Probably one of the best big man picks I've ever seen. That shit was hype as a motherfucker. I saw him one-hand that bitch and start chugging. That was fucking sick.
But, Chiefs, Saints. Chiefs obviously get the dub.
Yeah.
This
is a.
I don't know. You got Kareem.
This might be running. This is a terrible 5-0 football team.
Yeah, but Kareem Hunt is running for 100 yards, and Juju Smith-Schuster is catching 7 balls for 130 yards.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Like, what are we doing here? I mean, the fact that the Chiefs can somehow just make it work, make it happen with anybody they want. This is like what Dallas wished they could do with Zeke.
Of course.
Like, we can just pick up our old running back and he just pick up 100 easy. Oh, cool, sick. I don't know what's. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we knew the Saints weren't going to keep up this charade for much longer. But yeah, it. Like
Kamara had nothing going.
It was a game. It happened.
Derek Carr looked pretty bad.
Kind of a snooze fest. I'm not gonna lie.
Big snooze fest. These primetime games were not good. Again, the big man pick was sick, and that was about it.
It was more of a snooze fest because we kind of expected it.
I think every Chiefs game from now on is going to be a snooze fest because they're not like whopping teams. They don't look fucking phenomenal.
They're not
just barely beating teams.
To be completely honest, they're not as exciting to watch as Minnesota.
Minnesota's fucking fun to watch. They have a true number one, maybe number one in the league receiver. Sam looks good. The defense looks good. All looks pretty nice.